And it goes without saying that I enjoy working with all our chamber members and community leaders, and that's really gratifying and fun. But I made a top 10 list of the not so obvious reasons that I love my job. Number 10, I can walk to the Y on my lunch hour. I don't actually do this, but I could if I wanted to. Number 9, Lisa's office is close enough that I can just yell any question or thought that I have at any time. This would not have made Lisa's top 10 list. So I just want to say. Number 8, an endless supply of member tchotchke. I will never pay for another sticky note, pen, lanyard, or reusable shopping bag. Number 7, my favorite days at work require a hard hat, safety goggles, and sensible shoes. That's one of yours. Number 6, it's 45 steps to Brad's on Wednesdays for turkey Reubens. Number 5, Marion's police scanner keeps me completely in the know and slightly panicky sometimes. Number 4, Liz doesn't mind when I swear during our meetings. In fact, she has taught me some new sentence enhancers this last year.
Sharing means caring.
Eve, who I don't think is here today, this is number 3. Eve doesn't think it's weird when I return her emails at 2 a.m. In fact, we do our best communications at that hour. Number 2, Lisa has good parking karma, so I take her on adventures as often as possible and we always get a good spot. And number 1, Marion knows everything and remembers everything, so it's okay that I have the memory of a flea. So at this time, we would like to show this really terrific video. Philippe helped us put it together, of the video that so many chamber members contributed to about why they love their job. Hopefully we're going to get that queued up in a second.
Hi, I'm Lisa Duvall from the Franklin County Chamber of Commerce, and I love my job because I get to be around so many people who all love their jobs. My inbox is filled with about 50 videos of the most fascinating people in Franklin County, all telling me why they love their amazing jobs. And that kind of energy is really fun to be around. Plus, I get to work with Marion and Diana, the best coworkers I could ever ask for.
This is why I love my job.
I love my job at Yankee Village because we get to make a positive impact on our community. We make lives better through fragrance and experience, and I personally get to hang out with pretty much the coolest guy ever.
Ho ho! You're pretty cool yourself, Wade.
As director of the Children's Advocacy Center of Franklin County in North Quabbin, I love my job. I love it because it connects me to our community, a community that is generous with their time, their financial resources, and their creativity.
Hi, I love to work at historic Deerfield with wonderful people in a beautiful setting.
Yeah, now it's going.
I love my job at Historic Deerfield as CEO because I get to go to work in a beautiful place every day that means something to people, from open space to history to great art and antiques. Who can beat this kind of lifestyle in Franklin County, Massachusetts?
Okay.
Hi, Diana. I love my job because every day I get to meet exciting new people from the community. Our community partners are awesome. I love meeting with them routinely. And then I get to meet really great people who are seeking care at Bay State Franklin. And my name is Cheryl Pascucci. I'm a family nurse practitioner, and I love my job.
Hi, it's Nick Danger, the Valley's morning show at WHAI Radio in Greenfield. I love my job because I get to meet so many interesting people throughout the community, like Diana Zinel from the Franklin County Chamber of Commerce, who joins us every couple of weeks here on the morning show, and so many others come in to talk about what's going on in the county and in the area, and that is why I love my job at WHAI.
Hi, I'm Dan Quinn, General Manager at WHAI Bear Country and the Outlaw, and I love
to be involved in our community. There's nothing that says that better than local radio. I get to spend every day working with customers and clients and people that want to give back and do stuff in the community, and I enjoy every day. I've been here for 25 years and I don't think I've had a bad day.
Hi, I love my job because it gives me the opportunity to communicate with people who live in the realm of dementia, and that offers comfort and respite to their loved ones, and that brings me great joy.
I'm Jessie, Director of Development for Historic Deerfield. And one example of why I love my job just happened to me recently. I was at a random social event and mentioned to someone that I worked for Historic Deerfield, and she got very, very excited. And when I suggested that perhaps I could arrange for her to have lunch with me and our curator of textiles, she jumped up from her chair and gave me a hug and nearly started crying. And it's days like that that really excite me and make me realize just how much this place means to some people.
Hello everybody, this is Ellis from Terrezza Ristorante here at the Country Club over Greenfield, and this is the reason I love my job. People like this make it fun and happy.
We help groups be seen.
We make teens look great.
We help people get their message out.
We help people raise funds for causes.
We know how great a favorite t-shirt can be.
And we go that extra mile. Hi, my name is Dr. Geeti Shokin. I'm a general dentist. The reasons I love my job is I get to meet new people every single day. I get to create new smiles.
Hi, I'm Carol Foote, Development Director at LifePath. What I love about my job is the power of yes from Franklin County businesses and residents. For your offers of financial, volunteer, and collaborative support, I offer my gratitude. Thank you so much.
Hi, my name is Barbara Bodson and I'm the Executive Director of LifePath. I love my job because I work with an awesome group of dedicated staff who provide options for independence to elders, persons with disabilities, and their caregivers in Franklin County and the North Quabbin area.
Hi, my name is Susan White. I'm Housing Coordinator for Congregate Housing for LifePath. I wanted to share why I love working at LifePath. I love working at LifePath because it helps over 4,000 people every year in Franklin County. And if LifePath wasn't here, there wouldn't be any help for the people that we support. And I also really value the clinical expertise, the counseling competence, and the amazing information referral services network that LifePath has. Because we collaborate as teammates on the staff to help people, and we always put the client first.
Hi, I'm Jennifer with the Franklin County Bar Association. I love my job because I get to connect people with the attorney that they need, and I get to plan great events.
As Vice President of Business Development at Greenfield Savings Bank, I get to connect and build with some pretty amazing people throughout Franklin and Hampshire County. I'm Tara Brewster, and I love my job.
Greenfield Savings Bank me ha brindado bastantes oportunidades para crecer profesionalmente. Me encanta ayudar a mis clientes. Amo trabajar acá y mi nombre es Heidi Osorio. I love helping my Spanish-speaking customers in Greenfield Savings Bank. My name is Heidi Osorio and I love my job.
Working at Greenfield Savings Bank has allowed me to mentor some awesome people. I'm Denise Coyne, Executive Vice President at Greenfield Savings Bank, and I love my job.
Greenfield Savings has given me great opportunity to advance in my profession. I'm Julie Leopold, and I love my job.
As a commercial lender at Greenfield Savings Bank, I get to help small businesses in our community create jobs. Where I live, I'm Michelle Laurie, and I love my job.
Working in residential lending, I get to help customers achieve their dream of owning a home. I'm Cassandra Morey, Vice President of Residential Lending at Greenfield Savings Bank, and I love my job.
As the head of IT, I make sure our technology is the best for our customers. I'm Bill Granger, and I love working at Greenfield Savings Bank.
As a security officer, I help keep our customers' information safe. My name is Dave Howe. I work for Greenfield Savings Bank, and I love my job.
Due to the fact that I grew up in an entrepreneurial family, I love the fact that I can help small businesses start, grow, and succeed in Franklin and Hampshire County. My name is AJ Brusciano. I'm a commercial lender at Greenfield Savings Bank, and I love my job.
I love my job because I get to spend my time figuring out how to give back to this community. I'm John Howland and I'm the president of Greenfield Savings Bank.
Hi, Bob Reuter, Reuter Foundation Repair. We stop leaks, we stabilize walls. I work on concrete foundations and I get concrete results, and that's what I love about my work. It's very specific and it fixes a problem that people have.
As a trust specialist, I help our clients plan for their financial needs. I'm Ashley Gilbert. I work at Greenfield Savings Bank Trust Services, and I love my job.
Hi, I'm Shannon Prescott. I work for the Richards Group. I am a safety consultant for the Richards Group. I work with clients helping them solve problems from work comp issues and HR issues, and that makes me feel good at the end of the day because I know that I've helped a small to mid-sized business be able to focus on the bigger picture while I handle the not so fun things about their job, and that's why I love my job.
I'm Dawn Creighton, the Chief Workforce Development Officer for Greenfield Community College, and I love my job for perfect days like today where I get to go out into the community, find out what our neighbors are making in our community and how we can make a difference in their lives. Join me on a field trip.
Hello, my name's Kat Steele. I'm from the Deerfield Inn and I am our private event manager. I love my job because I get to throw parties every day. I am our wedding coordinator and we also do elopements and private dinners. So I love my job because every time people come here, they're coming here to have a good time. And I love having a good time with them.
Hi, I'm Lisa Kent. I'm a family lawyer here in town with Esser Kent Family Law. Why do I love my job? I help people through the worst times of their lives and I bring them peace, hope, and security. And I love working in Franklin County because people can really focus on their children. And
hi, we're Paul and Leslie Cameron from Northfield, Cameron's Winery.
And we love our jobs because we squish fruit and we get to meet all of these people to see what the end result is going to be. And we're in love with what we do. And we hope that you love what we do too.
And the flowers.
And we have a new collection called The Flowers, which is high acid fruit wines mixed together, and they're delightful.
Hi, I'm MJ Adams, and I'm the Director of Community and Economic Development for the City of Greenfield. And I love my job because every day I get up and I get to make a real difference in the lives of many people who live and work and play in Greenfield.
Roger,
Yes.
you know I like my job.
I know you love your job,
How do you
Alyssa.
know that?
Because you tell me all the time.
And why do I tell you that?
Because you love working with the people and the things that we create for folks, the beautiful things that we create for people in this community, right?
Yes, and it's
And-
and I think right now it's all about the planet too.
Mhm.
And when you talk to somebody and say we do net zero and we do high performance and we do sustainable, they go, okay, this is a good thing.
We love making beautiful things for people.
Hi, I'm Phil Pless with Coldwell Banker. I'm a realtor in West County. I love my job because I get to see the beautiful outdoors of Franklin County and meet amazing people wherever I go. Buyers and sellers, a lot of wonderful stories out there. Franklin County's the greatest place to live.
I'm Amy Timmons. I'm the Vice President of Community Relations at ServiceNet. And what I love about my job is that no day is like any day before. It's always surprising. I get to tell stories about really amazing people who are doing great work. And they're working in shelters, they're working in mental health, and it really feeds me to be able to apply my creativity that way.
We are Community Services at LifePath. We love our jobs because we help people get nutritious hot meals and wellness checks.
Get rights to doctor's appointments.
Help people understand Medicare.
Manage their money.
Learn about their community. Live healthier lives.
Have a say in their care.
Go LifePath!
Hi, my name is Jane Trozen and I am the YMCA Fitness and Social Responsibility Director. And I love my job. I change lives every day and I sell hope.
Hi, my name is Ashley and I work at the Garden Theater. What I like most about working here is I get a flexible schedule and I get 40 movies and the customers are so nice.
Hi, this is Shelby from Northfield Golf Club. I love my job because I get to spend my day at a beautiful property with people I enjoy. We get to be a part of people's special day and I can bring my dog to work. It's great.
Hi there, I'm a member of the Bridge of Flowers Co-working Business Center in the heart of Shelburne Falls. From cubicles and workstations to desks and hotspots with all sorts of amenities, it's a great place to work. Overlooking the Bridge of Flowers. Location, location, location.
Hi, it's Christina Postera of Coldwell Banker Upton Massmont Realtors. I love my job as a real estate agent because I practically act as an ambassador to all of these towns on a daily basis.
Hi, I'm Sheila Domkaler, and I'm doing research and planning activities for an off-site exhibit that Memorial Hall Museum is putting together for the Great Falls Discovery Center, and that is why I love my job.
I'm Diana Zinal, Executive Director of the Franklin County Chamber of Commerce. I love my job for a million reasons. The 500 chamber members that I get to work with every day, the different sectors of the community that I get to touch upon. But the two best reasons to love my job are the characters I work with. Thank you, Lisa and Marion, for making every day an adventure. How fun was that? We had a lot of fun doing that. Lisa and I getting out and filming people and then seeing the ones that came in. So we really enjoyed it. I think that this should be an annual February event personally. We will continue to, we're going to share that on YouTube, and we will continue to build that video. So I know we received one or two after we had put everything together. But if you have a video you want to send in, go ahead and send it, and we'll still make sure that we put that out on YouTube, because we do want people to know how great it is to work in Franklin County. There was a common theme there. It's people that make us love our jobs. The French novelist Marcel Proust, and don't be too impressed because I had to Google him to find out who it was, said, "Let us be grateful to the people who make us happy. They are the charming gardeners who make our souls blossom." So we have a panel of charming gardeners this morning. We have selected people from various sectors to speak about why they love their jobs. We have Steve Ellis, the Montague Town Administrator, Steve Stoya of Centennial House, Shannon LaRange of Greenfield Community College, Jessie Dean of Community Action, and Pam Leopold of TravelCuz. They represent the public sector, the social service sector, the tourism sector, the education sector, and the business sector. And I can't wait to hear the unique ways that their jobs fuel their passions and feed their souls. Did you guys decide on it? We were going to just let them decide on their order. Steve?
Always ready.
Yes, I knew it. Let the government guy go. Yes.
Sure. Hi, everybody. My name is Steve Ellis, and I have the privilege of being the town administrator of the town of Montague. Most of you are local, so you probably know that we have 5 villages, 4 of them very, very distinct places. Part of what makes it really interesting to do that job. I guess I'll start by saying, life is this amazing journey, and we have these different work experiences. And I've been really fortunate to sort of stumble into, through some strange set of circumstances, each of the major phases of my career. And the one I'm in now is the one that is the most exciting, the most engaging, and makes me the happiest. But I will reflect on the fact that I think my first chamber meeting was probably it was just about 30 years ago. And that was when I was a young kid, just finished at North Adams State College. And for some reason, the Boy Scouts of America thought I was fit to be a district executive. And, I love that job because it taught me so much about being a professional. It was the first opportunity that I had. And it gave me the opportunity to engage with families, with people, with organizations, both community and business, throughout Franklin County. It was amazing. And it was right for that point in my life. I went from there to the University of Massachusetts Donahue Institute, which was this incredible, entirely grant-funded soft money organization. And I kind of worked my way up from intern to director of one of its business units. And it was amazing. But then I became 50, and I hit a midlife, not crisis, but point of reflection, where I was saying, I do some amazing work here, and my colleagues are extraordinary and they're smart, but I don't necessarily feel like I have the opportunity to make the day-to-day impact that I want to. And I wasn't sure what to do with that because I was 50 and I had a really good job. Something special was going to have to happen to knock me off that particular track. And my wife and I, it was a beautiful summer day. We decided to go kayaking up at Harriman's Reservoir in Vermont and Dover. And we spent time while we were in those kayaks reflecting. And I said, I got an MPA, public administration degree. And my intent was to be part of a community or part of a nonprofit organization and lead it to something. And we started talking about Turner's Falls in particular, where we live, and we've lived since 1994. And I said, how amazing would it be for my legacy to be to contribute to something like the revitalization of this community, which was already very much ongoing at that point in time in 2015, 2016. We got home that day and I looked at the Greenfield recorder and I saw that the town administrator was going to retire. And I said, oh God, I'm afraid I'm about to change my life. And I wasn't the traditional candidate for it, right? I wasn't in government directly, but I met with the search committee. I had a few interviews with people before that in town hall to make sure that this was the right place for me to even pursue thinking about. And they liked me and I liked them. And the job has been profoundly motivating for me. Every day I take the 1.5 minute drive from my house to town hall and I devote every bit of my energy, every bit of the creativity, all the experience, the failures and the successes of the previous 30 years of my professional career to problem solving with people, collaborators, both professional and volunteer, who care just as much as I do about bringing prosperity to the community. And not just the community, because this is a very tightly interconnected region. So the entire region. And so my days are filled with problem solving, with creative thinking, with trying to plan ahead, with trying to inspire the people around me in the face of sometimes intractable problems, and to contributing to that growth of a community. It's a humbling responsibility, but when you're in the middle of it on any given day, it's just so exciting and it's so motivating that there's no time to be daunted by what you have to accomplish. It's really amazing. And all of you do amazing things in what you're doing. And so when one of you comes to me with a problem or an opportunity, and I look around this room, two of the first people that I met were Nick and Kim, right? They had this incredible vision of a 550-seat theater, Nick. You're paying the mortgage on it, you must know that. But how can we work with Nick and Kim to help them realize a dream that is going to be beneficial for our community? Similarly, someone like Mick Muller, who I noticed was here earlier, working right now with Mick and with 253 Pharmacy, which I believe is a member, and with Nova Motorcycles, to bring back this amazing event, the Soapbox Derby, which we're going to be doing, and is going to be throughout Franklin County. But not only with them, but then also facilitating and connecting them with the Shea Theater and with the Montague Business Association and with some of the downtown businesses to make sure that it is about generating energy and foot traffic and interconnecting all these pieces. It's amazing. And with Diana and Lisa, making sure things like cider days have an easy pathway to tremendous success in our community. And to someone like Sohail Wayne from New England Wound Care, who's looking to build a 40,000 square foot building that will be true to the architecture of the center of our downtown and be the first major business district building of that character that'll be there. And to working with people like John and Linda from GSB, who will be celebrating their 10th year of the development of their beautiful building that GSB has in Turner's Falls. It's amazing. And even to working with First Light, which might be taken as a nemesis at times because we've had our tough times, but working through the challenging issues that we faced with someone like Carter Wall, who is here, to figure out paths forward so that our biggest taxpayer and the town can work together and prosper. I've probably done 6 minutes, and I apologize to everyone for that. But I'm too enthusiastic. I really do love my job, and whenever I get a chance to talk about it, I realize just how true that is. Thank you very much.
Good morning. I am Pam Reapold from Travel Cuz. What do I love about my job? What's not to love, really? I mean, who doesn't want to drive around a bus filled with charming, adorable middle schoolers, right? I didn't have a choice. I grew up in this business. I was more or less guilted into the family racket. It's true. I mean, at first, it really was just a job, but now it has become my passion. It's in my blood. Like, literally, in my family, we bleed yellow. My grandfather loved the smell of diesel exhaust. I have memories of being a young girl in the bus yard that first morning of school in the fall, and he'd be like, smell that pumpkin? You know what that is? That's money. And I'm thinking about that now, because that was like 40 years ago, and you may not know this, but old-fashioned diesel exhaust is not nearly as clean as it is today, that's for sure. My college graduation, not really that big of a deal, but the day I got my CDL, we had a stinking party. We're bus people, man. It's not what we do, it's who we are. And we've been doing this for almost 100 years. In all seriousness, I do love my job. I work with some pretty amazing people every day. Like real, talented, dedicated professionals that are just as passionate about what we do as I am. And I think that's pretty darn special. From time to time, we loan out members of our staff to other bus companies, mechanics, trainers, and drivers because they're so darn good at what they do. It's a shame to not let them share that with others. I love the impact we have in our communities. Our staff volunteers civically at schools. They're bigs, team mascots, homework buddies. Do you guys have any idea how many first day of school photos we get to be in? They all know now to dress pretty on the first day of school. I've had the privilege of talking a rookie driver off the ledge when they've had their first encounter with the 4th grade bus bully. And then, years later, seen the look of pride and accomplishment on their face when they receive an invitation to said bully's high school graduation. It's pretty amazing stuff. 90% of our current supervisors and managers started their career with us as school bus drivers. It's been really, really cool to be with them, to support them as they grow, and to watch their successes. We get to meet people from all over the world as they travel on our motor coaches up and down the eastern seaboard. We've worked at major sporting events like the 2006 U.S. Women's Open, the 2010 Winter Olympics in Vancouver, and not one, but 3 Super Bowls. I know, it doesn't compare to Tom Brady, but for us, we're pretty darn proud. We do really cool things with our limousine. We get to bring VIPs to some pretty neat places. Prom dates are always super cute. But my all-time favorites really are the weddings. Or maybe it's just that car. It's so fancy. I just love it, really. I actually met that car when it was in production. I went to the factory, and I got to watch parts of it being built, and I really fell in love with the customization process. It was pretty neat. I also get to travel a lot. Bus conferences are very often in pretty sweet places. I get to go to Nashville and New Orleans and Seattle and Denver. They brought us to a concert at Red Rocks. I mean, not a bad day's work. We have events in Belgium, Germany. Istanbul was awesome. Next month, I have a meeting in Jamaica. I mean, who doesn't want to go there to go to work, right? There's a ton of strategy to what we do. Kind of like a really great chess game, you know? And it's pretty exhilarating to kind of decide when and where you're going to expand, train your staff so that they're ready, and then pull the trigger. Jump off the cliff with nothing more than a leap of faith, really. Experience all the growing pains, and then nailing it. It's amazing. It really is. But my new favorite is the marketing piece. I don't know if you realize this or not, but all of the folks that you see on our billboards and our social media ads and here on the radio are all our people. That cute little girl that keeps popping up, she's my granddaughter. She's gonna be the 6th generation of our company. We're starting her very young. She runs around the shop now, bosses around the mechanics, and toots the horn and drives everyone crazy. The guys you hear playing poker on the radio lately, that's my crotchety mechanic, my compliance officer, our GM, and my son. They're also the masterminds behind our latest project, which is the Big Brothers Big Sisters bus. Y'all heard about that? It is super amazing. We recently had a contest for local artists to design the outside of one of our brand new motor coaches. Now, all y'all can call the office, book that bus, and 2% of the charter rate is going to be donated back to Big Brothers Big Sisters for a full year. The design is amazing. Like, I actually cried when I saw it. It's absolutely perfect. It's exactly what I imagined, and I got to meet the winning artist the other day, and I was telling her this, and she's like, I don't know how it was exactly what, because you gave us no direction whatsoever. But she nailed it, and it's so great. I'm so excited for y'all to see it. But even more important than that, I'm really happy that we get to contribute to the continued success of such an amazing organization. So in our nearly century-long lineage, we have seen continuous growth, survived $5 a gallon diesel, which was so much fun. We have grown to a company of about 170 employees. We have a fleet of 160 late model school buses, luxury motor coaches, executive vans and SUVs, and even the limo that I am so proud of. We travel more than 2 million miles a year with about 1.5 million passengers. What we do, it ain't easy, let me tell you. There are challenges that arise nearly every day, but how our team, they handle it just like world-class champions. Really? What's not to love about that? Thank you.
Good morning. Thank you everyone for being here. It's so exciting to see a full room. I am the executive assistant to the president at Greenfield Community College, and I'm also the liaison to the board of trustees for the college, 2 of whom I think are in the room today. Good morning, Claire and Isaac. It's great to see you. More than performing just the normal functions of office management, like budget management and management of schedule, I really am the face of the president's office. I'm typically the first point of contact a person has when coming to the office. For that reason, I'm often known on campus for my bright smile, which I always wear. I'm also the gatekeeper for the president. Nobody gets to Eve without going through me first. And anybody who, yeah, that is the sweet time. And I have gotten those emails. Nobody gets to her without going through me first. We often joke in the office about who's the real boss. If we evaluated the time that I spend telling her what to do versus her telling me what to do, I would always come out on top. And in that regards, I'm almost an extension of the position. I am there for the small points of touches that she can't make because her schedule doesn't allow. I often act during times of crisis intervention. Typically, I find people come to the president's office either with really, really good news or really, really bad news. And part of my job is to listen. I'm a really, really good listener and help people work through problems through proper channels of conflict resolution without necessarily going to the president first. An important part of that is also following up later. If anybody knows Eve, her schedule's nearly impossible, and she would love to be at everything and involved in every moment. Unfortunately, her schedule just doesn't allow her to do so. And that's when it's important for me to step up and to fill in when she can't be there, to make sure people feel heard and feel welcome when they come to the office. I am her confidant. I've worked at the college since 2001. I basically grew up there. She relies on my past experiences and knowledge of the institution as we move to evolve our college's culture. She depends on me, and I depend on her. We have an open, honest, and trusting relationship, and it's really the core of what we do. And again, for anybody who's met Eve, it's really just an amazing force to be around. I'm continually inspired. No 2 days in the office are ever the same. And each day presents a unique set of challenges. Being the president's assistant has afforded me the opportunity to meet and work with some amazing people. Many are in this room today. I'm inspired daily by their integrity, their resilience, their creativity, kindness, and passion. Greenfield Community College aspires to be an agent for a more just, equitable, vibrant, and resilient community through education. Now, these are not my words. These words were crafted through months of facilitated dialogues, discussions, and forums. We sought input from inside the institution and outside the institution. These words are our vision, and they will guide our work as we move forward and evolve. How can you not want to be a part of that? You know, we all know that Franklin County is among the most rural counties in Massachusetts. It's also among the poorest. Our agencies, industries, and institutions serve the most vulnerable populations. A recent survey on our campus showed that 58% of our students suffer from homelessness, food insecurity, housing insecurity, addiction. They come to us with so many barriers. Over 50% of our new students are required to take a developmental or math class. Yet despite all of these barriers, all these challenges they face, they continue to succeed. And while we will always strive to do better, and we will always strive to improve, of the 15 community colleges in Massachusetts, GCC continues to be a top performer in retention, graduation, and transfer success. Yeah, absolutely. This is the result of the collective work of amazing, caring, and supportive faculty, staff, and volunteers, and community partners. We all know the landscape of higher education is changing. And I believe our college is uniquely poised to be a leader in this movement. I am the product of the community college mission. I am a non-traditional student. I had 2 children when I went to Greenfield Community College. I am one of many whose lives have been transformed through education at GCC. To be a part of this work, to move forward the mission of community colleges, work that continually seeks to remove barriers and increase access to higher education, to change lives, to strengthen our community. This work not only fills me professionally, it fills my heart. It is an absolute honor to be able to give back to the institution and community that gave me so much. I encourage everyone here to see what Greenfield Community College has to offer for you. GCC is truly this community's college. Thank you.
Good morning. I am Jessie Dean. I am the Director of Communications and Development at Community Action. And I am going to tell you 4 reasons why I love my job in 5 minutes or less, I promise. So first, I thought I'd start out with a quote. It's one of my favorites. You've probably heard it before, but it's from everybody's favorite sweatered puppeteer, Mr. Rogers. So Mr. Rogers said, when I was a boy and I would see scary things in the news, my mother would say to me, look for the helpers. You will always find people who are helping. I love my job at Community Action because I get to help the helpers. So for those of you that are less familiar with us, Community Action is one of the largest anti-poverty agencies in the area. We provide a comprehensive network of strategic supportive services to create access, opportunity, and community for nearly 30,000 of our local low-income neighbors. So we do that through fuel assistance, which many of you may know us for, food pantries, family support programs, youth programs, workforce development programs, homelessness prevention, workforce development, food pantries. Did I already say that? I could go on, but I won't. And I won't do too much of a dive here into the history of Community Action, but Community Action agencies were born out of President Johnson's War on Poverty. So basically, in 1965, things in this country were not well. They're a little bit like they are today. But Community Action was established 55 years ago as the federally designated agency to fight for economic justice in Franklin County. And we've been really proud to do that work for the last 55 years. Since then, our service area has grown to include Hampshire County and parts of Berkshire and Western Hampden counties, but our heart is really in Franklin County. And I have been really grateful to be part of that work for the last 10 years. And many of my nonprofit friends here can attest to the fact that years of service at a nonprofit should really be calculated more like dog years or celebrity marriage years, right? Because we all wear so many hats, which brings me to the second reason I love my job. I am never, ever bored, ever. One of my favorite memories in the last 70 years that I've worked at Community Action is the first week when I was tasked to disassemble a copier, replace a toilet in our WIC office, and run a board meeting, all in the span of about 4 hours. And thankfully, because of Claire Higgins, our executive director, our infrastructure has grown since that point to include a facilities director, which is good for everybody. Exactly. And my role there has shifted a little bit, but it's that type of hands-on experience that you just don't find on Wall Street. The third reason that I love my job is because I get to work with 350 superheroes every day who go to work with the sole intention of making our communities better for everyone. There's 2 of them here today, Claire Higgins, our executive director, and Dawn Tacey, who is our senior administrative assistant, which if you haven't met Dawn, I mean, she is incredible, and she is one of my heroes. She just saves lives every day. So this may come as a surprise to some of you, but people who are drawn to nonprofit work aren't typically attracted to it because of the compensation, which means that everybody that I work with are there because they truly want to be there. They're mission driven, they care about the participants, they care about the communities. They're there to make an impact, and they are the reason that we help hundreds of people every day. And that makes my job as the Director of Communications and Development really easy because I have the honor and the privilege of telling those stories. And I brought up compensation. Obviously, Claire, my boss, is here. I should also include that Community Action is not just committed to ending poverty in Franklin County as a social service agency, but also as an employer, which is incredibly important given that compensation rates in Franklin County, as we know, are some of the lowest in the state. So the research tells us that in order to afford a 2-bedroom apartment, a minimum wage worker would need 2.5 full-time jobs or work 120 hours a week. That's crazy. That's crazy. It shouldn't be that way. There are so many people living in poverty. There are so many people living on the edge of poverty. I think it would be naive to think that many of us here in this room are not just one unexpected crisis away for needing the services of an agency like Community Action, which is why I'm so proud to not only work for Community Action, but to be part of a community where we have so many incredible nonprofits. We are truly lucky. So the fourth and final reason why I love my job is because I get to live and work in Franklin County, which is an area I love. I have lived in Franklin County my whole life. There's just no place like it. And it's incredibly important to me that I get to live in an area that is so generous and cares so deeply for its most vulnerable residents. I'm really thrilled to have the job I do because I get to add to the momentum of a thriving business community through my work here on the Chamber Board. I get to volunteer at some of our incredible nonprofit partners like the United Way of Franklin County. Yay, Jody. There's no reason not to love my job. We really are a community in action. And the success of our community is a result of the collective impact of all of the credible ways that we contribute. So I am thankful for all of you as well. So that is it. I love my job. I love Franklin County. I want you to love Community Action as well. Please follow us on social media if you do not already. You can head to our website. We have our annual meeting coming up on March 13th. That's a Friday. I'm sure nothing will go wrong. But please consider joining. Exactly. She is a very good listener. But please consider registering. Please feel free to grab me after if you have any questions or would like to get involved. Thank you.
Good morning. I'm Steve Stoya, and I promise not to wake you up if you've already nodded off. My wife is here, and beside you. And she carries this with her all the time in the event that I embarrass her. And I'm going to go ahead and do that now. We've been in business together for 21 plus years, innkeeping. And we mostly love what we do and what we have done, running Centennial House in Northfield. We also run a business association in our area that is based on the principle that cooperation and collaboration with our business colleagues is good. It is not an anti-competition philosophy, but an operating principle that it is just good business to cooperate and collaborate on promoting our area and region together. But I'm here this morning because Diana wrote to Joan and asked that Steve, me, speak before the chamber because he's funny. Now, both of them, I think, would see the definition of funny as peculiar. So let me begin by telling you how historically I was inspired to undertake a career in innkeeping, drawing that inspiration from two leading figures in the industry. In the 1970s, I was fortunate to discover a BBC documentary series that was aired on US public television that taught me basic hospitality principles. The key figure in front of the camera of that documentary was the brilliant Professor Basil Fawlty. whose operation of a boutique hotel in a seaside town in England for several years had afforded him invaluable insights into practical protocols. For example, if you have, by accident, poison a guest at breakfast, best practice is to dispose of the body before you fail your health inspection. He goes on to suggest that you set aside a room where the bodies can be stored until the inspector is no longer on the property. Rules to live by. Another school of thought on the lodging industry, championed by our hero, by a hero of our work, targets the difficult guest. I knew there was something missing. Eyes. Who invariably arrives long after normal check-in. The guest who often arrives in the middle of the night. Valuable learning about how to cope with this customer has been compiled by my second icon of the hotelier community, a master hospitality practitioner, Professor Norman Bates, who cut his teeth on the motel sector of our industry. His extensive experience has given him practical wisdom that can help any aspiring innkeeper. For example, Bates suggests that innkeepers choose hobbies that help them in their lodging work. He particularly recommends taxidermy. The professor points out that strategically place dead stuffed animals in your hotel or in rooms, distract the guest attention from, for instance, that your rooms are filthy and your place is a dump. Professor Bates has also conducted studies that demonstrate that guests who have, say, dead and stuffed birds of prey suspended above their beds are not likely to write a bad review because they are too traumatized by their stay to sit and write about a painful memory of their time with you. Additionally, Professor Bates writes about systems for your lodging business. For example, if you're going to have a board of directors, he warns not to fill your board positions with one member who has multiple personalities, like your mother. Professor Bates continues to this day to share his wisdom and advise innkeepers through his monthly newsletter entitled Rantings from Mother, that is published from his cell in the Alfred Hitchcock Memorial Hospital for the Criminally Insane. I hope I've inspired any aspiring innkeepers in the audience, and by way of returning to a modicum of seriousness, as innkeepers, Joan and I have met wonderful people from all over the world who inspire us to meet their needs with all our heart and wit. Now let me take a moment to address our second role in our community, that of coordinator of local business association. Approximately a month and a half ago, Joan and I went to lunch at one of our top area restaurants, Champney's, in the beautiful and historic Deerfield Inn. After a by-chance meeting with Diana in the lobby, we went on to eat a great lunch with the usual great service of Champney's. What we did not anticipate was the dining room manager, Kyle, who circulated from table to table checking in on guests. Now, don't get me wrong, we are used to enjoying the attention of fine dining room managers in top places like Hope and Olive, the Farm Table, the Guild Tavern, in Terrezza, just to name a few of our great restaurants. But Kyle went a step further. The diners at the table next to ours were complimenting the food and service, but went on to ask Kyle where they could get some great seafood. While Kyle mentioned some of Champney's menu offerings, she also named other restaurants in the area. When she came over to our table, I asked her where I could find some good eel. That's E-E-L. Without missing a beat, Kyle mentioned a restaurant. Now, I don't remember the name of the restaurant because I don't eat eel. Never have and probably never will. I was just testing Kyle, and she continued to impress both Joan and me in what we found was to be an unorthodox customer service approach. Here is what will appear to be a non sequitur, briefly. Go from Northfield on Route 10 into Bernardston, still on 10, south to Greenfield, into Deerfield, and then South Deerfield. And you will discover a large number of wonderful antique stores, many with new enthusiastic owners. If you go up to their front desk, you'll find that many have a pile of business cards from their competitors down the road. Why are they doing that? If you go up, maybe they are banking on the idea that visitors to the area will patronize more than one shop if they promote the whole of Route 10, Strip, and beyond. Remember Kyle, is maybe sending customers of Champney's to other restaurants as well because she knows that her satisfied Champney's customers will come back if their needs are met through both great food and great service. What Joan and I propose is that our chamber think bigger and create hospitality ambassadors who have been trained in a course at GCC and work in hospitality throughout the county, sharing with tourists their knowledge of the remarkable, rich experiences possible here. Joan and I love our jobs as coordinators of our business association because we get to think big. Thank you.